Mark Rogers TV ranking SEC schedules 1 through 14. We're finished with the ACC. We've moved on to the SEC. We're going to do all the Power 5 conference schedules, rank them within the conference, and then take on the daunting task of going 1 through 66, including Notre Dame and BYU. So we're into the SEC, and it's almost like recruiting rankings in the SEC. You could finish 25th in the country in recruiting and be like 11th in the SEC. This is what we're finding with these schedules. Again, I knocked out the ACC. They've got some daunting schedules at the top, but they're not very deep near the bottom. They've got some easy schedules. Vandy with a relatively easy schedule in the SEC because they play nobody out of conference, 4 softies out of conference like they did last year, but they opened with Temple and lost 37-7. Mizzou, again, this is the 13th rated schedule in the SEC, and they've got Arkansas and Mississippi State out of the West. But they only play BYU non-conference, and Mizzou plays in the East. So that's a big indicator. Again, the West better than the East. I've got to see it proven on the field that the East has turned the tables. It's been about 5 years now, and the West won 10 of 14 last year, including Arkansas losing 2 against Mizzou and Georgia. So we move on to the 12th schedule in the SEC, and it's a pretty good schedule. So it's 12th, but it's tough. It's Kentucky. So they play in the East. We know what the rivals are there. In the Western Division, Kentucky's got a date against Auburn at home. They also play Mississippi State the next week. So that's back-to-back against Auburn and Mississippi State going to Starkville on October 24th. So that's pretty tough. Kentucky out of conference. What makes their schedule tougher than Mizzou, if you compare the Wildcats and the Tigers' schedules, ranking them 12 and 13, is that Kentucky, again, has Auburn, Mississippi State out of the West. Mizzou has Arkansas and Mississippi State. So the difference between Auburn and Arkansas, that's part of it right there. Mizzou's got BYU non-conference and 3 softies. Kentucky's got 3 softies. And Louisville. Louisville, fringe top 25 team, coming off a 9-4 campaign. So Kentucky, Louisiana Lafayette out of conference, along with Eastern Kentucky and Charlotte. So the 3 softies there, but they finish up with a date at home against Louisville. And again, in addition to the East rivals, Kentucky has to face Auburn and Mississippi State back-to-back. It's the 12th rated schedule in the SEC. It's Kentucky, coming off a pair of top 25 recruiting classes, trying to break into the win column, get back to bowl play, coming off 5-7 in 2014. Would like to hear what you have to say about the Wildcats schedule and how we're running through the SEC rankings in terms of schedules right here on Mark Rogers TV.